The one thing that drags my lot out of bed on a Saturday morning is a cooked breakfast. And this smoky spinach shakshuka does the trick.
Shakshuka is a traditional Middle Eastern breakfast that literally means a mixture. It's packed with flavour and my one is dead simple. It all starts with chopped garlic and oil.
So cooking up the garlic till it's just kind of a light brown. And I'm going to add some spring onion.
Season and add a spoonful of tomato puree.
It's got a rich, deep, concentrated flavour of tomato that you don't get with just tomatoes alone. My dad used to collect these and then dry them up and then scare us and say, look, there's a spider in my hand. My kids are at the age where they're still waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, ideally, I'd love it if they slept in a little bit longer, but our weekends start very early and end very late. So they need feeding all the time. So that is perfect. It's cooked down. You can see all the tomatoes are kind of like all mushy. That only takes a few minutes. And now I'm going to add my spices. I've got my smoked paprika. I love this stuff. Oh, my goodness. I put this in everything. And then I'm going to add some cumin seeds. And now I'm going to add my spinach. So just be careful because they have a tendency of kind of going everywhere. A bit. Right, so see what I mean? There you go, look. Spinach seems to want to always go rogue. It never stays put. Saturday mornings is the only time in the entire week where we just get to just sit and we can relax and we can just kind of enjoy being a family. Right now, this is when the kids come running in and they'll say they want to crack the eggs in, but not today. I'm going to leave the fun bit for me. And I just pop the lid on.
It'll just take a few minutes for the whites of the eggs to poach. It's the perfect moment to toast some bread.
And this is a great way to do toast on a griddle. Ow, burn your fingers. And look at that, that's got like rich, smoky spinach sauce around the outside, and the egg whites have just cooked, just poached, but the yolks I can see are still runny, and that is perfect. And then just to finish it off, I like to add just a sprinkling of chili flakes. This is such a good way to start our morning, making sure that it's given us enough fuel for the rest of the day.
Smoky spinach shakshuka, the perfect start to a wind-down weekend.
I always have a can of chickpeas in my cupboard, and usually I use them to bulk other things out or make the obvious hummus. But in this recipe, the chickpeas take center stage.
My ginger rice with spicy chickpeas is an easy dish to make when there's not much in the cupboard. It's basically dried spices, rice, and a can of chickpeas. It's great comfort food. Start by peeling and grating fresh ginger.
As a kid, I remember watching my mum make this. She's made this for as long as I can remember. I don't actually ever remember not seeing her make this. This is the start of lots of rice puddings, I suppose. I've got a little bit. I mean, when I say a little bit, that's all the rice that I'll need. Be surprised, you cook rice slightly differently to the way you were taught to cook rice, and it becomes something completely different.
I use far more water than I normally would to cook the rice.
While that comes to the boil, I'm going to make my chickpeas. And with any luck, the two will be finished together. So for the chickpeas, a good splash of oil. Got an onion. And all good dishes start with an onion. My rice has bubbled up, it's boiled up. I'm going to turn the heat down, and because there's so much water in there, that rice is going to continually kind of absorb that water, and then it will start breaking apart, and that's what I want. When I smell that kind of ginger and the rice, that reminds me of when we were younger and we used to fast and we were living at home. That was a sign that it's nearly time to break your fast. And that's a good feeling, that is.
Add a tablespoon of tomato puree and a fresh chopped tomato.
If it starts to stick, just add a kind of little splash of water, just to kind of unstick it.
Get those spice jars out of the cupboard and add chili powder, turmeric, ground cumin,
Bit of that.
and curry powder. Add both the juice and peel of half a lemon so nothing goes to waste.
And those lemon peels literally going to take a couple of minutes to soften down. And then I'll add my chickpeas straight in. And the chickpeas, they're already cooked, so all they need is just a little bit of warming through. So I'm going to just kind of leave them on a low heat, just leave them there. But now check this rice out. Look what's happened. Look at that. That's like gone from cooked to overcooked to swollen to falling apart. And that's what I want. But it needs a little bit help to break it apart. So I'm gonna take my spoon out, grab my whisk. I used to watch my mum kind of stand there for ages whisking, thinking, what is she doing? I should just stir it. There's a reason for it. That's not gonna break up. No matter how much I boil it, that's not gonna turn to mush. It needs the help of a whisk. This is the bit where you have to persevere. I used to hate this job. See, if I wanted to, I could get all modern and stick a stick blender in here, but then that would become a paste and that would not work.
Okay, I admit it, there is a lot of butter, 200 grams, but it transforms the rice.
And now I just keep whisking. And this is kind of like almost emulsifying it. And it goes from being like a nice rice pudding to like eye-wateringly something else. So my rice pudding's done. All I need is some coriander.
Mix in coriander and it's ready to serve.
That for me it's home on a plate. That is my comfort. And then with those spicy chickpeas on top, it's like comfort, filling, mum, all in a bowl. And all I've got to do is find myself a nice spot on the couch and get comfortable.
Ginger rice with spicy chickpeas. It takes dinner from a can to a whole new level.
I always seem to have a spare avocado knocking about in the fruit bowl, and I've always got some pasta in the cupboard and peas in the freezer. And this is where this recipe came from.
My avocado pasta with peas and mint has probably the easiest sauce that I've ever made. Hardly any cooking required, just blitz the sauce ingredients in a blender.
First thing I'm going to do is get my linguine cooked. By the time the linguine is cooked, this pasta sauce will be made. In fact, I'm going to race the linguine. I reckon I can get the pasta sauce made before the linguine is even cooked. I've got my avocado. I'm just going to cut that in half. Ooh. So for this, you want a perfectly ripe, really soft, smooth avocado. And that's usually where my avocados end up because I buy them with the best intentions and then they just kind of sit there, and I'll eat half on a piece of toast and the rest will just kind of sit there. And this is really good if you've got an avocado that's really, really ripe and even a little bit brown. It doesn't matter.
Drop the avocado and 2 cloves of garlic into the blender. Then melt 2 tablespoons of coconut oil.
So I'm going to add the zest and juice of a lemon, and this is going to make it really zingy, really fresh. You want to get the juice of that lemon in straight away, otherwise the avocado is going to start going brown. I can't believe I'm competing with my linguine. Oh, come on. Like linguine takes what, 7, maybe 8 minutes? Definitely going to finish this before this linguine is done.
Add in the melted coconut oil and 6 leaves of fresh mint. Season with a pinch of salt and blend until you get a smooth paste.
Oh, got it. Okay, so it looks a little bit thick and I want it to be thick enough to coat the linguine, but not too thin. But it does need a kind of a splash of water. So if you find that yours is a little bit thick, add a splash of water and then lid back on and then give it a quick whiz. That's better. Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. It's a bit, it's a little bit faster. So that's my avocado sauce done, my linguine done. Not bad, right, for bits that I found lying around in the kitchen. I know it might seem a little bit unusual, cold sauce, hot pasta, but As soon as I start to mix it in, that's just gonna warm that sauce through, so there's no need to cook it.
Add defrosted frozen peas and mix into the sauce.
Can you believe it? All from bits lying around the house. And my dodgy avocado that's always in my fruit bowl. I'm not quite done yet. I've got one more trick up my sleeve.
I always save any leftover chilies and pop them in the freezer. Grated, they give an extra spicy kick.
You can take that bit out, but I like a little bit of a spicy hit. Somehow, that is even more satisfying a meal, knowing that I've kind of conjured it up with little bits lying around the house.
Avocado pasta with peas and mint. It feels like a treat, even if it's the last of what's... Chaat is a popular street snack in Bangladesh. It's crunchy, sweet, tangy, spicy, and totally delicious. Just what's needed when there are extra mouths to feed.
When I used to go on our trips to Bangladesh every year, we used to spend afternoons kind of walking from one vendor to the next, tasting it. I used to challenge my mum and say I could eat it spicier than her. She would always win because she can eat really, really spicy chaat. So this is my way of making chaat that I love so much. It's not quite Bangladesh, but it's not far off. It's pretty good.
My chaat has 2 sauces. For an easy mint sauce, mix 200 grams of mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and the same of dried mint.
Now, there's no way I can put the top on that and squeeze that mayonnaise out without a little bit of a fight. What I want is a sauce that I can squeeze out so it's a little bit runny. So I'm going to add a bit of milk. That sounds about right. You know you've all squeezed some sauce out of a bottle. You know what you're looking for.
The tamarind sauce is even easier. Mix together 200 grams of tomato sauce and 4 teaspoons of tamarind paste. And now for the extra bits to throw into the bag.
I have never had a chaat where there is no onion. Always, always onion. I mean, I don't like super spicy food. This is why something like this works perfectly for me, because if I ask my husband to make mine, it will blow my head off. The coriander, the chilies, the onions, they all feel very traditional. Just to make it a little bit different, I've got some roasted salted peanuts and I've got some crispy fried onions. That is the making of my chaat. That's it. All I have to do now is actually show you how I make it.
I like to use tortilla chips, which are my kids' favourite.
It's the fun bit. Makes me feel like a street vendor. What would you like, sir?
Throw in all the toppings.
Love coriander.
And finish with loads of sauce.
You need a fork for this. Just when you thought crisps couldn't get any better, they just did.
My chaat in a bag, a favourite with everyone. Kati rolls are traditionally made with flatbread and filled with spicy grilled meats. But we love them with spinach and paneer. Delicious. Start with 2 eggs seasoned with a pinch of salt.
Just give them a whisk. And it's really important to do them on a really flat plate, so you've got lots of room.
Coat the tortillas in the egg mixture.
And this is like any eggy bread. You know, the longer you leave it in the egg, the kind of gooier it becomes. So while I leave my tortillas to absorb all that egginess, I'm going to make my filling.
Cut a block of paneer into 1 centimetre cubes.
And if you want to make a really good spinach and paneer, don't forget this bit. This is so important, to fry the cheese off. If you can't find paneer, you could use chopped up halloumi as an alternative. So I'm going to leave that to fry for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get started on my spinach.
Pop 150 grams of spinach in a blender with 150 ml of water. then blitz.
That's it. So I'm just going to put them on a plate to drain.
Turn the heat down and add 4 cloves of finely chopped garlic.
So I've whacked the garlic in the same pan. No need to use 2 pans. Anywhere where I can save up on washing up, I'm a happy girl. Whenever you buy street food in Bangladesh, there's no such thing as one person doing everything. There's a guy with the samosas, there's a guy with the pakoras, there's a guy with the kati rolls. And so everyone is really good at what they do. So you know when you go pick up a kati roll, you know it's going to be the best.
For depth of flavour, add 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds and half a teaspoon of chilli flakes. And pour in the spinach.
Straight in. Look at the colour on that. Just going to season it. So I can see already it's reducing really quickly. It does not take long at all.
Stir the paneer into the spinach. Leave to simmer, and now it's time to fry the tortilla.
My tortilla has soaked up all that egg. That's going to be yummy.
Cook the tortillas until golden.
The first one is always for me. There you go. Check this out. And that's what I love about a kati roll. You got gooey and crispy and soft all at the same time. I'm going to take that out quickly. Now for the paneer. Look at that. You got to eat these while they're really hot. Crispy, eggy tortilla with cubes of creamy paneer coated in that gorgeous garlicky spinach. You see, fast food can also be a bit of a treat.
Spinach and paneer kati rolls. Simple, delicious, and a treat any time of day. My fruit salad fattoush, a great way to use up any fruit at the bottom of the bowl. Fattoush is a Middle Eastern salad topped with crunchy croutons made from toasted flatbread. My version is great for breakfast.
So I've got some tortilla wraps left over from the kids' lunch boxes. Now you can make these as big or as small as you like, but I like a little bit of that crunch with every mouthful. So I've got these chopped up, got my pan on, whack a load of butter in there. You know what? Let's just use the lot. So spread out my chopped up tortilla, and then I'm going to pour my butter all over the top. Best thing about a salad like this is that you never really make the same salad twice, because you just don't know what you're going to have left over. It transforms itself every single week.
Mix together brown sugar, cinnamon, and a pinch of salt, and sprinkle over the tortillas, making sure everything is coated.
These are actually really good, not even toasted.
Pop the tray into the oven for 10 minutes at 180 degrees.
So now onto the fruit salad bit. So I like to mix my fruit salad up. It literally is a case of what have I got? And when I say what have I got, I don't just mean my fruit bowl.
Every time I have some leftover soft fruit, I pop it into a freezer bag. Nothing goes to waste.
When I've got a decent amount of fruit, I can use it for something, whether it be jam, whether it be fruit salad, whatever. So I've got raspberries and blueberries in here. Whack those in there. And I've got dried pineapple. My kids love dried fruit.
Roughly cut the dried pineapple. I use scissors, much easier than a knife.
And I'm adding my dried fruit next because I've got the moisture from the frozen fruit as it's defrosting. It's gonna start rehydrating that pineapple. Now, in my house, we're lucky if we've ever got strawberries left over.
But sometimes the kids leave the bruised fruit.
Well, when you're putting fruit in a fruit salad, nobody really sees the bruises and the kind of knocked bits, not the shiniest, like supermarket perfect strawberries. It's all going in a salad. And as my mum always says, it's all going in one stomach, so who cares? I used to tell my kids a little lie. I used to say that when fruit goes brown, it's turning into chocolate.
Any fruit that has seen better days can go in.
Because I don't have any apples or bananas or fruit that's going to go really brown in here, this can sit in the fridge. And I think that the longer it sits in the fridge and the more those juices come out, the tastier it becomes.
Some overripe passion fruit and a sad, lonely orange are a perfect addition.
They were not making that sound before. That is the sound that says they're ready.
These will keep for a couple of weeks.
Oh no, one fell into my mouth accidentally. Whenever I make a fruit salad, I always put a bit of parsley in. I think herbs have this ability to take something that tastes good and it just kind of lifts it to make it taste out of this world.
Finally, add some sunflower seeds before mixing it all together.
There's no need to be gentle. I'm just kind of with my spoon going in, and the more you kind of toss it around and move it around and bruise the outer edges of the fruit, the more juices that you get. And that's it, that's done. I wish you could smell this. It smells like a perfume. But it's not a fattoush yet, not till I've put my fattoushy bits on. My husband always tells me that I make something out of nothing. Sometimes it just works out.
Fruit salad fattoush. It's a little bit of magic conjured from nothing.